Specifically talking about Kanairo, a short film that has been produced to highlight the plight of the boy child, of course the struggles they go through, and the biggest being mental health issues. And with me here I have the producer Clementina Kabuda and Wanza. The first name is Ceci Masi, director of the film and also the writer.
Yes.
We was speaking about the cost of production. Perhaps how much did you spend on this specific film?
Ebu, ask her. She's the one with the money. I'll tell you, I'm so passionate. You see the picture?
Dosi.
We spent almost half an M.
Yeah.
Now nimekumbuka tu hiyo venye tu tuliteseka hiyo siku, but with everything at least we were able to shoot. So what we did, we found an investor, and most of it pia came from our pockets. We had to do 50-50 because at the end of the day, no one will understand your passion like you, and no one will carry your story forward like you. So at the end of the day, you just have to go back to your pockets and tour and do whatever.
Yeah, so we did 50, I think we did about 75% from our pockets, and then the other 25% was from investors, which if you ask me is actually a good thing, because then even when the returns are coming, they'll get their money, but we'll get more.
Bigger chances on you guys.
That's the business part. That's the business part of film, yes.
Yeah. And have you won any awards? And if yes,
yes.
Is there any income that is coming in now, probably? Of course, yes, to sponsor your next big feature.
Yes, we've won a number of awards. We won Sondeka Awards, and we also got an honorable mention for an award outside overseas.
Yes.
And we've got a number of nominations.
Right now we have more than 18 nominations on Kanairo, and it started distribution from imagine. It started distribution from February. Mid-Feb. Yeah. So now we have like 18 or more nominations and 2 wins this far. We're hoping for more.
Yes.
We're hoping for more, yes.
Great. You will get some more. When you watch Kanairo, it gives you Nairobi Half-Life vibe.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Is there any kind of, because is there any comparison on, or how do you feel when people say borrows from such a good production of the Nairobi Half-Life? Okay,
so if you're maintaining the borrowed quality production, I'm fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I also feel like it's because you haven't seen so many films look at Nairobi in its rawest form.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like corner streets za Nairobi, kujua hapa ni Kenyatta Avenue, kujua tunaingia BS, ameingia Mathri. Those are the things that we don't see on our Kenyan products. And that's the kind of story that I really wanted to make. I wanted to make something that Mkenya akiona, Mkenya diaspora akiona, like nakumbuka tukipandanga, you know, you remember home, like it feels like home.
Amazing.
And in our productions, mostly like we beautify Nairobi so much. And in real sense, we have 2 sides. Nairobi has 2 sides, actually maybe even more. So I wanted to showcase the realness. Ukipita tao, ukiona hizo the placards of the shops and the way it's vibrant, and how uptown and downtown are completely different. I wanted to show how it is, right? And if that's what people are saying inaenda kufanana na Nairobi Half-Life, Nairobi Half-Life is one of the most acclaimed films that we have that come from Kenya. It's actually one of the, I think there are only 2. It's only Nairobi Half-Life and Supermodo that internationally they created a discourse. Imagine, only 2. And we have so many
It's good for your
films.
film to be compared with such a great production.
Yes, so I don't have a problem.
Nairobi Half-Life is a classic. People take it as a Kenyan classic. If you're told it's yours is like a classic, you're like, yo, now wait for the film. Like ours will be now the feature, classic.
The feature takes it to the next level for sure. But also it's humbling when somebody says that, because you meet other filmmakers from outside and they tell you, you know Nairobi Half-Life, and you're like, okay, so we have a point where we can discuss. At least to connect entry point. Because you don't say, oh, my name is Ceci Masi Wanza, I'm a filmmaker from Kenya. Kenya? Is that a country? Is that a continent? Do you know, like, people would say they don't know. Do you run? Do you, like, all of those things?
Okay.
So when they mention Nairobi Half-Life, they associate you with filmmaking, then we know, huyu ni mtu anajua Kenya kunakaa aje.
Yes, great.
At least anajua Kenya ni nini.
Maybe Stanley has a question to throw to them. Okay. As we wrap up, what is the future of film industry in Kenya?
The future, wow, only God can tell us, right?
Yeah.
But I would say it's growing steadily, and it's the fastest growing industry that we have in Kenya. And right now, as a filmmaker, I'm pleased because we're no longer just talking about film is an art.
Yes.
We're talking about film as a business. And now you can have conversations with investors who will look at you and say, most of them don't understand, but they have an idea that, okay, itaingia Netflix or itaingia Showmax, or then there has to be some money there. Like, we can have conversations of money apart from the art.
Yes.
Kitambo, it just used to be, oh, you know, I'm passionate, and then you get kids, and then that passion poteas, because these kids have to eat, you have to pay the rent, you have to do all of these things. But you can't always be saying, oh, I'm passionate about it, I'll keep making it and stuff, like, if it's not feeding you back. Because at the end of the day, when you're making a film, it takes a lot from you. Like, you can even get into some deep depression. Most directors actually get into deep depression after making a film. It takes so much from you because you have to be able to communicate to a huge number of people in their consciousness without them having to know who you are.
Yes.
So you reach down into the corners of your existence as Ceci, or as the director, or as the producer, to be able to create this kind of film. Yeah. So it takes too much, and inachukua that much, and then you're not able to make the money, so you end up in debt, and sijui all of these people umefungiwa nyumba. There's a lot of strain. But now when you're talking about business, and then you can actually say, okay, so I'll make a profit, or I went on a loss because I had to do this, it's encouraging.
Great. And
so that's a good, like, the future is positive, at least this far.
Great. From a producer's perspective?
Right now, kitambo, maybe I'll be like, hey, maybe niko a producer. But right now, at least we're seeing it growing.
Yes.
And from the time I finished campus until now, I have seen a lot of growth. Right now, you can do a feature and sell it in less than 3 months, which is a positive. And Pia, having the streaming networks coming in, that's a plus for us. And having different avenues where you can take your product, Pia, that's a plus. So from where I'm seated, the future looks so bright.
Amazing. Where can we find the movie?
The short film, you'll find it in Vimeo. Just
site?
Google Kanairo.
On Vimeo.
Yes.
So Kanairo on Vimeo should be able to take you to, you'll actually get 2 versions of the film there. We need to get one out. But moja ni ya wa Kenya, hiyo ingine ni ya watu wengine.
Yes.
Ukiona subtitles, hiyo si yako. Jue sinelewa Sheng?
Oh, there's one for...
Yeah, it's
No. They're just
Sheng and Viwa Sheng.
Yes, they're just... But there's one that has subtitles and the other one that doesn't have subtitles. So depending on whatever you fancy.
But the content is the same, the
It's
word
the
is
same.
the same,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that
Yes,
you
it's
don't
the same.
lose the authenticity.
Yes.